Hey everybody, it's Bruce here with Traveling with Bruce. Just got some news today from Royal Caribbean. They are making some moves here with a couple of their cruise ships because of the virus situation in Asia. They have decided to move the Spectrum of the Seas and Millennium of the Seas and offer free cruises. Details in a minute. Thank you for subscribing to my channel, Traveling with Bruce, giving my video updates thumbs up. Really appreciate it. Love your comments. Also, thank you for joining my Facebook group page, Traveling with Bruce, and becoming a follower on Instagram. Absolutely marvelous. Folks, here at TWB, we are organizing a group cruise to Coco Cay. We're going to St. Thomas. We're going to St. Kitts. We're going to get on the Harmony of the Seas. Ambrin Travel is handling all of our arrangements. If you want to join us for our first ever group cruise, it's this year in December 2020, 1 week from Port Canaveral down to the Caribbean. Ambrin Travel will handle everything to do with this cruise. All the details are just down below. You can contact them and check out their website. I've even made a video about the cruise. Love to have you come by. All right, let's talk about the news out of Royal Caribbean today. The reality is this, folks. About 2 weeks ago, there were 21 different cruise ships in Asian waters offering cruises throughout Asia. Some of these cruises were starting in Shanghai and ending in Shanghai. Some of the cruises were coming out of Hong Kong, a bunch of them out of Singapore, and even Yokohama in Japan. A number of cruise lines have been offering cruises here. They've all been disrupted with this virus, and Royal Caribbean is among the cruise lines that have been affected. Now, 3 ships that Royal Caribbean has are right now affected. It's the Spectrum of the Seas, the Quantum of the Seas, and under Celebrity's banner, the Millennium of the Seas. Now, the Quantum of the Seas for Royal Caribbean has mainly been doing cruises out of Singapore towards Malaysia. And that cruise ship is likely to be out of commission for a couple of weeks, but not for too long a time. It might be back in business within the next month or so, again, sailing from Singapore. So that ship at the moment is not affected by these with this announcement that came out today. But with the Spectrum of the Seas and the Millennium of the Seas, we do have some interesting announcements. Royal Caribbean has decided that because the Spectrum of the Seas cannot sail in and out of Shanghai right now, and that is its home port looking forward for at least 2 years, they've decided that since they've in effect docked the ship for the last 2 weeks in a couple of ports in Japan and lately in Manila, they've decided to fuel up the ship in Manila and now sail down to Sydney, Australia. And they're going to offer a series of anywhere from 3, 4, and 5 day sailings from Sydney, perhaps to Tasmania or to New Zealand and back. They are offering free cruises to what they're calling first responders. And this would be a lot of these volunteer firefighters that fought those bushfires, and paramedics and police officers and regular firefighters, and on it goes. A good PR move, but the reality is simply this. Rather than have the ship sit idle in a port doing nothing and having upwards of 12 to 1,500 staff members on board being paid to do nothing, why not take the ship down to Sydney, literally give away cruises for nothing, fill the ship up with 4,000 and 5,000 people on a series of cruises. The folks on board the ship, the adults will gamble in the evening, they'll drink beer and other refreshments during the day and the evening. They'll spend money on the specialty restaurants because, after all, the cruise is free. The cruise line will end up making something from nothing. At the same time, the PR is unbelievable. The public relations hit on this is going to be phenomenal. Australian media, New Zealand media will just be glowing all over this company for this. But they're also going to show the ship off to people that may not normally be cruisers. Think about the fact that if you're a firefighter, you're not 70 years old. You're not 60. You're likely in your 20s, 30s, and 40s. And you've got young families, maybe kids that are under 5, or maybe up to like 12, 15 years of age if you're upwards 35, 40 years of age. So this is a new demographic that Royal Caribbean will aim at for these free cruises that they might not be able to normally get. And tell you, put them on a 5-day cruise, they have a great time. The next time they're thinking of a holiday, they're going to think twice about why not to take a cruise. This could be a very good idea. Now, on the Celebrity Millennium ship, that one holds, by the way, about 2,600 passengers, has about 1,000 crew. That ship is heading now to Los Angeles. They're going to, Royal Caribbean is directing Celebrity to take the Millennium to LA, the home port there right now with the Royal Princess. They're going to offer 3, 4, and 5-day cruises also for free for a couple of months, because the Millennium is headed to Alaska. Her first cruise out of Vancouver to Seaward, Alaska is May the 22nd. So this being February the 14th or so, happy Valentine's Day, by the way, everybody. 14th of February, we're talking getting to LA in about 5 days or so. They'll start offering cruises out of there in around the 21st, 22nd. So there's March and April and May. They've got 3 months, 90 days to literally give away cruises out of the Los Angeles area. Now, will they give away the entire ship in both cases? They may or may not. They may offer, 1,000 people a cruise, free cruise, and they may do a blitz, like an email blitz, to repeat customers in Australia for the Spectrum and in LA for LA customers. They may do a blitz where they offer $99 cruise for 4 days, $25 a night, to see how many takers they can get. Don't be surprised if you're in the West Coast area that all kinds of deals show up in your email inbox from Celebrity. You never know. Again, the bottom line is simple. Fill the ships with paying customers that at least are going to buy drinks, gamble in the casino, order a steak in the steakhouse, maybe get a massage, whatever they're going to spend money on, souvenirs from the shops, you name it. Cruise ships have a wonderful way of generating income if you're on board the ship, but they can make zero unless people are on the ship. Sometimes it just makes sense to literally give a cruise away for free. But if you're going to do that, get the PR benefit, and that is what's going to happen here in California. You are definitely going to see every local television station and publication be inundated and will be hitting the airwaves through social media and everything else about how these two cruise lines, Celebrity and Royal Caribbean, are giving away cruises to first responders, firemen, service members. In the case of Los Angeles, out of California, the Millennium, they're talking about giving away free cruises to police, firemen, veterans, anyone that's a first responder, paramedics, maybe even school teachers, and on it goes. This is going to be a real social media, make everyone feel good kind of promotion. And hey, you got to make lemonade with lemons, and this is one way to do it. To me, what I'm wondering about is the other 18 cruise ships that are kind of waylaid right now in Asia. We have cruise ships from Norwegian. We've got cruise ships from Holland America. We've heard about the Westerdam, for an example. There's Costa with cruise ships over there. What are these cruise lines going to do with those ships? Now, we know that a number of ships in Asia were destined to go elsewhere by the time, say, April, May rolled around anyway, because a number of them would have been repositioned to Europe, and that's still going to happen, I'm certain, with a number of them that are probably going to be repositioned sooner rather than later. Maybe the ships will go to Mediterranean sooner and be refreshed a little bit on a quick dry dock, or just parked in Rome or in other ports in the Mediterranean area just to be refreshed a little bit. We'll have to see. But will anyone else take the lead of Royal Caribbean and offer some free cruises to passengers in certain geographical sectors? We'll have to wait and see. Anyway, there you go. That is the news today. It just hit the wires a little while ago with respect to Royal Caribbean giving away free cruises on 2 of their ships, one in the Australia region and the other for California and the western coast of the United States. And don't be surprised if you get on a ship in LA, go to Frisco, go to Santa Barbara, and then hit Ensenada for 6 hours and then come back to LA, you've adhered to the Jones Act in the USA. That'll probably be the norm. There's no way they're going to take a ship from LA to Hawaii and back. Forget about it. There are no free Hawaii cruises coming. These 3, 4, and 5 day cruises are going to be kind of close to home, but hey, free is free. And if you've got a family of 5, mom and dad and 3 kids, you get a 3, 4, 5 day cruise out of the deal. And it might run you $1,000 all in with all the onboard spending you're doing. That's a pretty cheap holiday for a family of 5. Not a bad way to go. For couples, oh my God, you could probably have a cruise for a couple $100 with a little bit of onboard spending. All depends on what you want to drink, I suppose. Anyway, we'll stay on top of this story, and we'll keep an eye on the other ships out of Asia. Thanks again for subscribing to Traveling with Bruce. Thank you for your thumbs ups, your comments. Those of you who've joined my Facebook group page, welcome aboard, Traveling with Bruce on Facebook, and the Instagram page we have. We're building followers on Instagram like crazy. We're going viral. Thanks again. We'll talk to you later, everybody. Bye for now.